My mind's Hi everybody. Welcome to Dare to Dream on Going Solo Network Radio, TV and podcasts. Number one internet singles talk network, Going Bold Wednesday. I'm your host, Graham Williamson. I'm an international medical intuitive, evidential medium, and psychic. I want to stress the international medical intuitive. I am not medically certified or trained. When I give readings on medical intuition, it's from my evaluation. And I thought I'd just say that and clarify it. To say people don't understand what mediums are or psychics. So I'm a medical intuitive. I need to clarify it. But today's show is about intuition and your spirit guardians. And I say plural because you never know how many you have. And as I was just talking to Cece before I came on the air, I'm always asked what the topic of the show is a couple of days before the actual airing. And I never consciously think of anything, but this time I did. I was going to say A, B, C, whatever it was. But I happened to look up on a wall next to my computer, and there's a picture a psychic artist drew for me of my grandfather. And it is so accurate, it's like having him still with me physically. And in remembering my grandfather, I remember a situation when I was a child. At the time, I had 3 other siblings. And we always used to go to the movies in our little village to watch cartoons Saturday and Sunday. I can't remember which day it was. In a real rural British village. And we were all watching the movie quite happily. And all of a sudden, my grandfather had passed just before this incident. His whole face appeared on the screen, a bit like the Wizard of Oz, in that part where the head suddenly fills the screen. Well, that was what it was like. And my grandfather went, "Get out now." My eyes opened up and I checked what I felt and saw and heard within myself. I was aware of my gifts. So I looked at everybody. I said, "Granddad's just appeared, said, get out now." No hesitation. We all left. And I told my grandmother as soon as we got home, because it's not too far away, about a mile. I told her what happened. She says, "Don't go back. If he's told you to stay out, get out, stay out, do so." 2 weeks later, the place burnt down. Seriously. 2 weeks later. You see, our guardians come in many forms, normally with loved ones. But you can get animals as well, or even plants, even a scent of somebody. There's so many ways of recognizing your spirit guides and guardians. But the key to noticing them is that stomach point, the guts, the intuition, the emotional center of your abilities. It's not up here. That's the ego. It's not here and over the heart. That is also emotional. But it's normally triggered by your guts. Your guts are the psychic center of the body, the physical. And up here in your head, everybody's got one. There's memories of past loved ones and events. You may not consciously remember every single thing that you've encountered. You can remember highlights occasionally when somebody says something, or you see something, or you feel something. When that happens, sometimes without even thinking private, like I'm just sitting here talking to you, and I'm thinking of my grandfather. He's still here. But I've learned to listen to that little, why am I thinking of my grandfather? He wants to make sure that what I'm giving you is accurate. So when your stomach starts to feel different, listen to it. And I say the word listen, that's using every sense of your body, physical, spiritual, emotional, every part of who you are, body, mind, and spirit. They all have to work together. And when you listen to yourself, you see so much more. Because I see, hear, feel, taste, everything. But some things come through from these memories. When my stomach's starting to churn.
Hello, Graham.
Yes, sir.
You're freezing up.
Am I? Oh, I didn't know.
Sorry, everyone. We seem to be having some technical problems here. Just want to let you know that it's not you, it's us. We're doing a stuttering thing here.
Well, you know what he did? All this solar
How are
energy.
you?
I'm fine. I'm not seeing any pause.
Yeah, we got this energy going.
Yeah, oh, that's my fault.
I know. So,
but do you want me to continue?
Okay. Yes, please do. Yes,
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure we didn't lose you. So I'll
Well,
be on the back end.
There's so much energy about. Thank you, Susie. Sorry about that, everybody. But again, when you start feeling things within your guts and you start to feel your heart racing, that's a good sign. You better stop doing what you're doing and listen to what you feel, what emotion, what memories are being triggered in your mind. Because believe me, spirit activate those memories. All those things that you have seen, heard, felt, and tasted, they will trigger them. My grandfather triggered it today by looking at his picture. And then I saw the face. That is pretty graphic. But when you're a medium and you recognize that you've been a medium most of your life, I'm used to it. I listen. So your intuition and your spirit guides and guardians are trying to work together. Intuition is the ability to connect what you feel, hear, see, taste on a higher vibration, brings you to spirit and spirit to you. That is the breath. But you have to say things from your heart as well. Speaking clarifies and gives power to what you feel. As I say, I heard my grandfather, as sure as I'm talking to you now, saying, "Get out now." Nobody else could see it. Nobody else could hear it. But I listened and I responded. I checked what I felt, what I've seen and heard. Because that's not ego. That's just being sure it is what you truly feel it to be. Because when I first started finding out I had these abilities, I went to school for the very first time and told my new classmates at 3.5, 4 years of age, everybody laughed at me. But my grandmother, who we lived with at the time, gave me the best remedy out. She sat me down at the table. She put a glass of water in front of me. Now, I'm only small, less than about 4 years of age. And behind that, she put an unlit candle that happened to be on the table. My grandmother was also a medium. And she said, "What do you see through that glass of water, Graham?" I said, "Candles." She said, "Right, now come round to the side." So I'm going to do this. There's the glass of water. There's a candle. I'm looking through and I see. Then she said, "Come round to the other side." There's a glass of water. There's a candle. Same thing, different perspective. That's important because everybody sees things differently. No two people are exactly alike. That's why we're called individuals. We're all members of the human race. We all live and we all die. But our spirits never stop living and growing because we all have eternal life. And your guardians, some of them have been down on this earth and gone back. But there are some that have never been born and been on this earth. They're special. But when you feel, hear, see, taste a moment in your life that makes you say, what do I think of that? Take a step back. Analyze. You have to think about it. It's not ego. It's just being aware of your senses. And if it feels right, carry on. If it doesn't, walk away. Because your guides are trying to trigger memories for positive and negative. Not detrimental to you, but just saying, listen, this isn't going to work for you, or this is going to work for you. You decide, because believe me or not, you are the only one that has a choice for yourself. Your choice is important. Don't do it for somebody else if it doesn't feel right for you. Because that's a little bit, doesn't feel right to me when I tell somebody, yeah, do that. Yeah, do that. And I'm looking, oh, no, I won't do that, sorry. It makes you look as though you don't respect others. And you've no self-respect. Because you've got to have a self-respect. You've got to be honest with yourself at all times. And that's difficult. I'm not even seeing a ladder to go into the better realms. I'm staying at the bottom because I know I've got a lot to learn still. And I've been doing this for most of my life. But the point is, I am always willing to learn. My intuition changes in whatever situation is activated. My spirit guardians are always with me. It could be my grandmother, it could be my mum, it could be my dad, it could be my stepfather, it could be whomever I've encountered life with. But I also recognize spirit guardians, as I said earlier, may not have actually been born on this earth, but they're helping me. Because spirit don't have time the way we do. They can see past, present, and future. This is my opinion from what I've experienced through my life working as a medium and a psychic. And in that case, before I came into this earth, I wanted, as a spirit, wanted to come in and have a human experience. I picked this body. Don't know why, but I'm having fun. I am learning things about life within myself, my heart, because I failed 2 marriages before. I left 2 kids in my first marriage, thinking I was doing the right thing. I did the best I could, but I don't say, oh, I wish I'd done this, I wish I'd done that, because I can't change the past. I can only do the best I can now to reconsider or revamp my life to be a better person for my kids. And it's worked. My kids actually do talk to me. Not every day. Well, the fact that they're talking to me is wonderful, because my guides, when I left my kids, said you have to leave because it's not working. You are not the person that needs to be in this house now. I'm not going into detail at all, but I've lived with it for 40 odd years. But in those 40 years, I've learned who I am. And yes, I'm sorry for what pains I've caused, but my intuition said, time to get out, because it's obvious it's not working. I didn't run away, I walked away. I didn't leave in haste. I discussed and left amicably on both occasions. But the third time, I didn't plan on getting married. So I started my intuition group on PayPal. Oh, sorry. Was it? It was PayPal. No, it wasn't. It's a program that I used many years ago. It was psychic. And I met my wife, June of 2001. I was doing psychic readings. Started on it one day. 2 days later, I finished it. We've carried on talking from that day on, June 2001. We've been married since January 2002. Because I knew my life was not complete. I found somebody who's my equal. She's not up there, she's not down there, she's my equal. I am not the boss, she's not the boss. We share everything because my grandparents taught me about equality. My mother taught me about respect. My family, brothers and sisters, they taught me about being honest. I failed a lot of times. But as I failed, I learned. Intuition is a learning curve. And that's why this show of Dare to Dream on WGSN-DB Going Solo Network, radio, TV and podcasts, are so important to me because I'm sharing what you can learn for yourselves. This is every other week. The next show, 16, is in March the 2nd, same time. And I want you to think about what are you doing about your intuition? Do you get funny feelings? Do you see things that remind you of past loved ones? You decide. And people go say, you're talking rubbish. They don't know what you see. As I said, with the glass and the candle. Put them in different positions. The same things, but different perspective. Your intuition is yours, for you, not for anybody else. And that's what I found out with my wife. My guts tell me everything I need to know, and my wife knows I'm happy. But she's the first one to say, what's wrong? And I'm thinking, what? She said, I can feel something's not right. And we talk it out. We find out what it is, solve it. You know, your spirit guardians don't have to also be past. They don't also have to be those that have never come into this world. Spirit guardians could be in your dog, your cat, your loved ones around you. Because their spirit connects with you. And it's how you respond. The more you respond, the better your intuition gets. But you've got to listen to it. You've got to act upon it. It's a learning curve. It never stops. You will learn for the rest of your life if you listen to your guts. And I want to tell you that I'm your host on Dare to Dream. I'm an international medical intuitive, evidential medium and psychic. And my name is Graham Williamson. And this show is about connection. So if you want to connect to me, you can do it via my email, which is thebrit77@hotmail.com. That's THEBRITT77@hotmail.com. Or my website is mediumgrahamwilliamson.online, all one word, mediumgrahamwilliamson.online. Or you can call me on 352-409-1060. But please leave a voice message. We all know these calls that we get, robocalls and everything. So leave a voice message and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Because I do this to help you. Because I don't know what each day is going to be. I wake up each morning going, I'm going to make it the best one I can. And I'm human, so I don't always succeed. But that doesn't hold me back. Because every day I get a chance to do better. For myself, I enjoy who I am better. And this is what you need to be aware of within yourself. You need to start saying, this makes me happy with no detriment to somebody else. Because if you look back or look down on people, what does that make you? You're no different. I've met dignitaries, I've met real powerful people. And yet, Graham, thank you. And they meant it. And I think, who am I for these powerful people to treat me the way they do? And most of them that know me to a degree, to know, say, you don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't lie. And that last one made me feel I finally got my act together. Because I was an alcoholic. And anybody who knows about alcohol knows you can't always be honest. You can't. You do anything for the next drink. I've been there. But I met somebody who became my guardian, a doctor in the Royal Navy. He lied to me. But he lied in such a way it shocked me out of drinking. And in 6 days, I was sober, relatively. I went cold turkey, but I reduced the drink from what it was to a manageable level. And I drank mostly water. But when I saw this doctor, the first thing I did after 6 weeks, I managed to find him again, because he was in the Navy. They're not always where you think they are. The first thing I did is knock him out. One hit, knocked out, and I stood there. I'm ready, arrest me. When he got up, he says, why did you do that? I said, you lied to me. You showed me a picture of my liver. It couldn't have been my liver, because my liver's inside me. He says, when did you find that out? 6 days. Oh, I'm not going to arrest you. I said, do you want to go for a drink? We went to a bar and I had water. We became friends. He was my guardian angel. He enabled me to live. Because without him sobering me up, I doubt I'd be here today. I doubt I would have seen 30 years of age. And that's what guardian angels on this earth, as well as in heaven or in the spirit realm or whatever realm you want to call it, you live heaven on earth by choice. Some choices are not easy. Sometimes you think you're living in a hell. But what makes you happy inside? What future do you want to have inside yourself? Mine was all onion layers. It was all pain and all. That's why I drank. All that pain I tried to subdue. But my guardians helped me see through it. These people kept coming into my life and saying, hey, quit doing that, try this. Why? I even became a born again person. It was amazing how many people stepped forward to make my life better. But I had a choice. As I said at the beginning, we all have a moment of choice. And it's not easy. And I'm not belittling anybody's stress or situation. Heartaches, emotional, physical, injuries, whatever. Financial, even COVID. Nothing is easy. But you have a choice. And I'm going to be going on a break for a couple of minutes. And I hope you'll come back and listen to the rest of the show. And thank you very much for listening this far. I'm ready when you are, Cece. That was quick. Are we back on air now, Cece? What happened? I can't hear you. I can't. Your volume's off.
Sorry, we are back on air. You don't get a break.
You see what happens? Oh, I love it. I love it.
It just.
That was the shortest advert I've ever seen. It was a good one, but it was a short one.
We're having a good one today, but it must be we're just
Well, they want me to keep talking because
we're enlightened with energy.
That's just it. The more you, and I'd like you to stay there if you would, Cece.
Oh yeah, I'd be happy to.
Because what I was saying about intuition and your spirit guardian, Cece became my spirit guardian. Because somehow we met each other a couple of months ago online, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And somehow she got me here. And now I'm helping other people in a way that I never dreamed, because Spirit put Cece in front of me. And she's got the heart to help other people.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
This is not BS or anything like that. This is a simple fact statement. You have a beautiful heart, and you've helped countless people with your station, Go and Solo Media. You created it because you followed your guts to create this. And you've become the guardian of a lot of people. They trust you. And this is why you don't have to be in heaven. You don't have to be spirit up there. It's a spirit inside each of us. Cece's is who she is. And she's helped me create this show. But I can't do it on my own. The guardians are those that look after you to make you a better person. There's one. Just one of them. It's a physical reaction to my intuition. Because most people say, "Oh, you can have your own show," and I'll go, "Yeah, all right, rubbish." But look at it. How many shows have we done now?
Yeah, you've done a lot. And then you're on another show, right?
Yeah.
This isn't just your only show that you're on.
Because I do Angels and Spirits with a friend from London, and she does shows on the Monday, and when we do it together, it's the third weekly one, Angels and Spirits. My friend does tarot angel cards, and I'm using my gift as a medium. And we're having a laugh because it's a positive energy show like this one. Mm-hmm. It's about positivity. And everybody can do some degree of psychic work or mediumship. Mm-hmm. But you've got to listen to your intuition. It's a
Graham, we were talking, before we started the show, we were talking about, I see numbers all the time.
Yeah.
So those are like my angel numbers, right? I don't really quite understand it. We probably need to get somebody on to explain it. But so that means that if just someone like me can be touched like that, can you imagine if you open yourself up to what the possibilities are? That you are also touched. And a lot of people don't realize it, right?
Yeah. Well, numbers tend to be affirmation and confirmation of given circumstance. That's about as much as I know about numbers, because I was telling CC earlier, as I said before the show, and I was photographed. I screenshot on my phone. One morning I woke up at 3:33 because my dog needed out. And I just, 3:33, screenshot. That afternoon at 3:33, I opened my phone and there's 3:33. I screenshot again. And I didn't even look into it. I just knew the numbers meant something good because I'm listening. Every day I get numbers and I post them on Facebook. Hey, everybody, this is what happened to me today. And those people that understand it go, yeah. Those people who don't understand it go, that's weird.
I should start doing it then, because I see them everywhere. I mean, it's like...
But it's spirit trying to tell you something. Your guardians are saying, here's your confirmation, here's your affirmation, here's your synchronicity.
Trouble is, though, I don't know what the heck I'm doing to get
when
the confirmation. Numbers, it's like, well, what am I doing to get confirmation? I mean, I don't know.
Think about it. You're seeing numbers that make you smile.
Mm-hmm.
Those numbers are positive to you. That's why you react the way you do when you notice something. Oh, look at that. Well, that's all you need. That's the confirmation you need. Mm-hmm. It's what you feel inside. Your intuition is happy. Your spirit is happy. Those numbers mean something for you. And only you can interpret it. People have given guidelines. It's like the chakras. And you have a choice of whether you like it or not. No two people are alike. But the guidelines help you understand a little bit. Do I want to go there? Yes or no? Then you can go down or you don't. And now numbers are becoming more significant to you because you want to go down there. So the more numbers you like, the more you're going down there.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah. It can't be that simple. You see, the minute you start thinking, it becomes less interesting. because you go inward instead of outward. Then you become blinkered of your opinion rather than the facts.
Mm.
And that's the beauty of intuition. There is no limitation. You either feel it or you don't. If you don't feel it, fine. But if you do feel it and it feels good, go for it. If not, don't. Or, if you want to be really painful to yourself, do the opposite.
So are you saying that, like, if we start thinking about something too much, we become too logical, right?
Yes.
And instead of feeling, our intuition as to where we're being guided as to where we need to go, instead we're, mucking it up by letting our brain take over.
Bring ego into it.
Yeah.
Self.
Yeah.
And
that makes sense.
Because I've said before about watching the Dr. Oz show, and the New York medium, Teresa Caputo, she came on and did a show, and then Dr. Oz brought her back on and had a brain scan. And it showed her active brain scan, hot wired, actual wires, not Wi-Fi. And it showed her active brain. And when she started working, her brain almost went half asleep. Half of it just went dormant. But she was as animated as we are now, because her spirit energy was flowing through her, and she was allowing it to work through her physical body and talking and guiding people about what she's seeing in spirit, which is the same for any medium, which is why most mediums say, did I read you? I have no idea what you said. But your intuition listens, and when people say something to me after the case that I've read somebody, I go, oh, is that what I said? Oh, thank you. Then, oh, yeah, that's right. I remember now. Because the physical words have to be said for me to connect to it as a physical thing, which is not spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I bumped into a lady today, and an older lady, and somehow we got talking about butterflies, and she helped rescue children who in bad situations, and some of them passed over. Mm-hmm. And I said, you had an Asian lad, didn't you? And he was a pain in the neck, a big heart, caused you trouble, mayhem and everything, but he loved you to pieces, but he caused so much. And she swore. She just blurted out a swear word and went, what? How did you know that? I said, because he's here. She said, he was always around, always making me smile. So obviously she needed a reminder of the help she gave other people. I said, all he wants to do is give you a hug. May I give you a hug on his behalf? She melted. I mean, this lady was so much stress, just melted and was so happy. And that's intuition. And spirit was there to show this lady that she'd done good. She'd serviced others. She gave of service. And that was the important part. The spirit guardians are always with you, and you are the connection. They try and talk to you through all those memories. And what I say to other people, it connects them and helps them realize their guardians are with them. And for you, CC, it was the numbers. Mm-hmm. And me meeting this crazy guy from England, I don't know who he is, but
yeah, like, and see, that's another thing. Is like, why do people cross our path, right? And you wonder about that. You wonder when you meet people, like, why? How on earth? Like, you're from, originally from England, and I've met you. We haven't actually even met in person, and we, and here we're doing this show together, and working together, and it's like, who would have thought,
But that's exactly, who would have thought?
Mm-hmm.
But there's no thought, it's action. You see, that's what's confirmation. We're here with spirit having a human experience, everybody. We are spirit having a human experience. And this is what we wanted to learn, the spirits coming into this body, each our own bodies. And that's why we meet up with people that we like. To say like-minded people flock together. Mm-hmm. And the other phase is simple ones seldom differ.
What is that? Simple ones seldom.
Differ. Because they've become chic, for want of a better phrase. And like-minded people can lead you the wrong path if you're not listening to yourself. But if you listen to everybody else, you become like a sheep. I have never been a sheep from the age of 17 and a half onwards. Before that, I was enclosed in magazines, books, reading Encyclopedia Britannica, learning as much about life as I could in books. I became a scan reader, which means that I can flick a page every 5 seconds. I don't know how I do it. I just learned it because books excited me, because it made me feel good. And the more I learned about what made me feel good, the more my intuition got stronger because I was responding to it. And as I say, I read Encyclopedia Britannica with my stepfather, and my mum and my stepdad were nurses in different fields. What is it? Mentally challenged and physically challenged people. They weren't very happy with the words loonies, spastics, retards. They didn't like that phraseology. They're medically and physically impaired. And I like that better. It's more respectful. But I was reading these books and going on wards with people with these disabilities. And I had to learn how to communicate with them. Because I'm supposed to have a brain. Their brain was not as active as the way we know it. And I say that carefully, as we know it. I played chess with some of the so-called stupidest people ever. And they were grandmasters. Some were artists. Some could do flower arranging. Some could do tricks. And they were locked up in a ward. But they taught me how to communicate, which is why I'm always using my hands. It's a fault, but it's what makes me who I am. I'm expressive with my hands as well because I've met people who are deaf and can't speak. And I want to learn how to communicate with other people. And that's why this show, Dare to Dream, is to dream past the physical. It's past the physical, everybody. And I'm your host, Graham Williamson, international medical intuitive, evidential medium, and psychic. And this show on Going Solo Media is on WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network Radio, TV, and podcasts. Yes. And I got that a bit right for a change there.
Absolutely.
If you want to contact me, you can go by email, thebrit77@hotmail.com. That's THEBRITT77@hotmail.com. Or my website, Medium Graham Williamson, all one word, .online. Or if you want to contact me physically by phone, it's 352-409-1060. Please leave a voice message and I will get back to you. If you don't leave a voice message, it goes along the other blocked numbers. I know we've all had a few of those.
Oh, yeah.
This show is about you. What can you do to make your life better? Dream is not imagination. Dreaming can be the gateway to a better life within yourself. And that's why this lady on my left screen here, Cece, has enabled me to do something my mum made for me, Dare to Dream tapestry sample. She was a rescue medium. She taught us 5 kids the basics to being a medium and a psychic. She let us work our own pathway out. I'm the only one that practices knowingly. But meeting people like Cece and meeting you, the person watching this show, what have you done listening to your guides? What have you done listening to your guardians? Have you listened to yourself to do so? Because your intuition is the link. It's weird, isn't it? The physical needs spirit to activate it. Because we're all spirit have no human experience, which means every one of us has a spirit within. Every living creature has a spirit. We may not be able to link in with much of it. But this is why I'm here to show you today that if you listen, you can even make ants move a certain way around the room. The scent off your skin. Or putting salt water. It doesn't hurt them. Or telling the dog to sit and the tail's going 100 miles an hour. Because they know you don't mean harm. Because it comes from here. You see, if your heart's pure and you're honest to yourself and others by using words of truth, it doesn't matter what it is. It will treat you with more respect. Even nasty dogs stop being nasty with you because they pick up on your inner fears. Dogs and cats. If the cat or dog doesn't like you when you knock on my door, you don't come in my house. Period. Because when I was a child, us 5 kids were in the house in the hospital grounds where my parents worked. As I said, what they did. And this lady knocked on the door and wanted to come in, and the dog went berserk, snarling at the door, turned around, whimpering at us, stopping us going to the door. After 10 minutes, this lady disappeared, but the dog was going wetting the floor and everything, panicking, telling us to stay away from the door, but snarling at the woman behind the door. As it turned out, the lady behind the door had left without coming in because of the dog, had escaped from one of the strict wards, and she had killed people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My mum and dad came in like a bolt of lightning, make sure we've never had a hug like it, because we all survived, because of the dog saving our life. The dog was our spirit guardian. And ever since that day, any animal that growls at somebody at my door does not come in. I don't care. I've even had the police come in asking me questions about something on my... I've done cold case mediumship work. But an officer came, knocked on my door, and said, "Can I come in?" My dog didn't like him. I said, "Let's sit outside." "Oh, it's cold. We'll get a jacket." He said, "You can put your dog in the back." I said, "No. I'll come out to you." Mm-hmm. And when I told him, he backed off and he was apologetic. And he says, "Blimey, didn't know." He'd had a bad day. When he calmed himself down, then the dog started barking and wagging her tail. But at first, she didn't like him because he was all that anger inside. See, your intuition affects other people and animals. It is that link that we've all got, but you've got to learn to use it. But as I say,
well, I guess we should close out the show. Let's make sure everyone knows who you are again and how to contact you.
I was just about to say that. Thank you, okay. Susie. Right. This is Dare to Dream. I'm your host, Graham Williamson, international medical intuitive, evidential medium, and psychic. And if you want to get hold of me, again, via email, it's thebrit77@hotmail.com. That's THEBRITT77. Oh, I've got somebody at my door. My website is Medium Graham Williamson, all one word, .online. Or if you need to contact me via phone, it is 352-409-1060. Leave a voice message, and I will get back to you. But it's up to you to contact me. I do readings online, in person, groups, whatever you need. We can work something out because I'm a medium and I want to help you. Your loved ones are always around you. Your spirit guardians are always around you. But you've got to listen. And I hope you've enjoyed the show, and send me a message and tell me what you think. Thank you, Cece, for allowing me to do this.
Very, very welcome.
And have a wonderful night.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.